Hey Falcons, Mrs. Pfeiffer here. I'm back for week 2 of our summer online learning. This week, if you can't tell, we're going to learn all about teeth. And it is Mrs. Pfeiffer if you were still unsure. So, we are going to talk all about teeth. And we're not going to talk about human teeth. We're actually going to talk about animal teeth. So, this is our story for the week. It is, what if you had animal teeth? Now, what's so cool about this story is it's a part of a series. So it has other books like What If You Had Animal Hair, or Ears, or Animal Eyes, or An Animal Tail, or Feet. So it's a part of a series. So maybe you have seen or read these books before. And if you've already read the Animal Teeth book, or you have this book at home, um, feel free to read along again or listen to the story again, depending. If you have this story, make sure you get it out and read along with me this week. It'll be a part of our second video. So this first video, what we're going to do is we're going to review what we talked about last week, and then we're going to talk about our vocabulary words for this week. So I'm going to put this down for a second so you can see my real teeth. So last week we read Finding Winnie, which was such a great story. I thought it was so cool that it had, the true story of Winnie the Pooh. That's a fictional character. He's made up, but he's based on, and I never knew that, he's based on a real bear, the bear Winnie. And the cool adventure that the bear went on was just so cool. So if you didn't watch those videos last week, make sure you do, because you're going to want to. They're really cool. That's a really cool story. So like I said, this week, if you have this story, make sure you get it out and read it. If you have a chance to go to a library or something and you see these stories, they're so great. We read them every year in 3rd grade. So this will give you a little preview of what's to come. So, like I said, we're going to continue learning this week about fact and opinion. Last week, we talked about fact and opinion and what the difference was between those two things. So, what I want you to do right now is tell someone that you're with, what's the difference between a fact and opinion and an opinion? Now, if you remember, we did the hand motions with it, so it might help you remember the difference, because when we were reading the story, we stopped and you maybe said, that's a fact, or you said, oh, that's an opinion. So make sure you tell someone in the room what that is, or if you can, comment below. I don't know if it's going to let you or not, but if you can, comment below whether or not it's a fact or an opinion. Okay, so if you said that a fact is something true or real, you're correct. A fact is something that can be proven. You can look it up on Google. You can find it in a nonfiction book. You can see it in real life. So a fact is something true. Okay, sorry, I had to pause it for a second because my son was upstairs and I didn't want him to come down here. Anyway, so an opinion, if you said that an opinion is something that you feel or think or believe, you're correct. So characters in stories have opinions. There's opinions all the time. People have opinions about their favorite ice cream or anything like that, that's their favorite. Like my favorite animal is a sloth. Someone else their favorite animal might be a tiger. So everyone's opinions can be different, and they can feel different about things, and that's what's so cool. And that's what we're going to be focusing on this week. So the third video, you're actually going to be writing your opinion, like what was your favorite animal teeth in here, and which one you would want to have if you could switch animals or switch teeth. Okay, so last week we talked about we also talked about asking questions while we read, and we talked about how good readers, strong readers, always ask questions before they read, while they're reading, and after they read. And I want you to do that again with this story. So the question that I have before we read is, what do you use your teeth for? In this story that we read this week, you're going to find that every animal uses their teeth for a different reason. Okay, so what is something you use your teeth for? Tell someone that you're with, tell someone that you're around. What do you use your teeth for? It might be a silly, easy question, right? What do we use our teeth for? We use our teeth every single day for actually a lot of things. So you may have said to eat, right? You use your teeth to bite down and eat. We also use our teeth to talk. So if we didn't have any teeth, wouldn't our words, it would sound very weird. I can't even imitate it because it would sound very weird. But we use our teeth to speak. Okay, so our teeth are used in many different ways. And you're going to find this week that animals use their teeth for many different reasons and in many different ways as well. And they have the shapes of their teeth have to do with the things that how they live and how they survive. Their teeth are very helpful for many, many animals. Okay, like I said, we're going to talk about the different vocabulary words. So we have 4 vocabulary words this week. And last week you did an ABC order and you did a clue game. I'm going to have you guys do those ones again with these words, and I'm going to practice some of them with you. So I am in my new house. I'm in my new basement. If you can't tell, the walls are different. They're like planked and wood. So I can't stick things on it as well as I did last week, but I'm going to try. I have the words just written out on Post-its today. So we're going to try this. Now remember, when I say Mirzan, you say Mirzan, and you do the motions and the words with me. So we're going to have 4 vocabulary words and that are throughout our story. And then I will go over what you are going to do with those words. So the first word is gnaw. Can you say gnaw? Now, this word is very interesting, and I want you to take a look at it and tell me why you think it's so interesting. So don't focus on the words below. Focus on the main word, the big word, gnaw. So do you think gnaw, is that how you would think it would be spelled? Gnaw. So the G in gnaw is actually silent. You don't say gnaw. That would just be silly. So you say gnaw, and gnaw means to bite or nibble on something. So has your parents ever told you, stop gnawing on that? Or have you ever, sometimes dogs gnaw on their toys or their bone. So it's just like to bite or nibble at something. Okay. So that is gnaw. Oh, I hope it stays. Okay. The next word is grind. Grind. Can you say grind? Okay, so if you're grinding something, you're rubbing it together. Grind. So we have gnaw, we have grind, and the next one is tusk. Tusk. So a tusk is like a long pointed tooth coming out from a closed mouth. So like walruses or elephants have tusks. Oh no. I might not be able to keep these up here for you guys. I'm just gonna keep them out in front of us. Sorry about that. And our last word is nip. Can you say nip? Now this one's a weird word because in the story it says nipping. So it's something you can do. It's an action. And it means to pinch, squeeze, or bite sharply. So you nip it. So have you ever, a dog, has it ever nipped you? My dog Dakota, when Brantley, my son, gets close to it, she gets nervous. She gets a little frightened because he doesn't know how to really pet yet. So he kind of taps her gently. He doesn't hit her, but when he does that, she gets nervous and she might nip at him, like bite quickly, but doesn't really hurt. So that's nipping. You nip real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go over our words again and give you the motions. Are you ready? Make sure you're doing this at home. Make sure I'm not the only silly one, okay? Mirzan. Let's see, our first word. Oh, wait, don't repeat that. Gnaw. Gnaw means to bite or nibble. Gnaw means to bite or nibble. Mirrors off. Okay, so remember, gnaw means to bite or nibble. All right. Mirrors on. Grind means to rub together. Grind means to rub together. Mirrors off. Okay, so grind means to rub together. So have you ever, does anybody, maybe you do this or someone you know, do they grind their teeth at night? Do they rub them together? Ooh, I don't like that noise, but some people do that. Okay, let's see what we have left. Mirrors on. A tusk is a long, pointed tooth. A tusk is a long, pointed tooth. Mirrors off. So a tusk is a long, pointed tooth. Remember, walruses, elephants, and wild boar, I think, have those. Okay, last one. Mirrors on. To nip means to pinch, squeeze, or bite sharply. Nip means to pinch, squeeze, or bite sharply. Mirrors off. Okay, so those are our vocabulary words. Now remember, you're going to put them in ABC order. So we have nip, grind, gnaw, and tusk. Now it may be tricky because you have two words. Remember, gnaw doesn't begin with an N, it begins with a G. So you have G-N-A-W, and then you have grind that also begins with a G. So you have to think, which word is going to go first when I put these in ABC order? That might be a little tricky, but you only have 4 words today, so just try your best. If you can comment them below, that would be great because then I can go and check them, okay? And then your other one is going to be the clue one. So you're going to give 3 clues about the word. So this might be tricky because some of our words like nip and gnaw are really close together and they mean very similar things. So that might be tricky. So make sure when you're playing that game with your family, you don't get too confused the difference between the others. You can always rewind this video and find out what they mean. Okay, I will see you back for the next video and we'll actually be reading the story of the next video. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.